Chapter 28 of From the Earth to the Moon. This is a Librivox recording. All Librivox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit Librivox.org. This recording is by Mark Smith of Simpsonville, South Carolina. From the Earth to the Moon by Jules Verne. Chapter 28, the final chapter, called A New Star. That very night, the startling news so impatiently awaited burst like a thunderbolt over the United States of the Union, and thence, darting across the ocean, ran through all the telegraphic wires of the globe. The projectile had been detected, thanks to the gigantic reflector of Long's Peak. Here is the note received by the director of the Observatory of Cambridge. It contains the scientific conclusion regarding this great experiment of the Gun Club. Long's Peak, December 12. To the officers of the Observatory of Cambridge. The projectile discharged by the Columbiad at Stones Hill has been detected by Messrs. Belfast and J.T. Maston, 12th December, at 8:47 p.m., the moon having entered her last quarter. This projectile has not arrived at its destination. It has passed by the side, but sufficiently near to be retained by the lunar attraction. The rectilinear movement has thus become changed into a circular motion of extreme velocity, and it is now pursuing an elliptical orbit round the moon, of which it has become a true satellite. The elements of this new star we have as yet been unable to determine. We do not yet know the velocity of its passage. The distance which separates it from the surface of the moon may be estimated at about 2,833 miles. However, two hypotheses come here into our consideration. 1. Either the attraction of the moon will end by drawing them into itself, and the travellers will attain their destination, or 2. The projectile, following an immutable law, will continue to gravitate round the moon till the end of time. At some future time our observations will be able to determine this point, but till then the experiment of the Gun Club can have no other result than to have provided our solar system with a new star. Signed, J. Belfast. To how many questions did this unexpected denouement give rise? What mysterious results was the future reserving for the investigations of science? At all events, the names of Nicholl, Barbicane, and Michel Ardan were certain to be immortalized in the annals of astronomy. When the dispatch from Long's Peak had once become known, there was but one universal feeling of surprise and alarm. Was it possible to go to the aid of these bold travellers? No, for they had placed themselves beyond the pale of humanity, by crossing the limits imposed by the Creator on his earthly creatures. They had air enough for 2 months, they had victuals enough for 12. But after that, there was only one man who would not admit that the situation was desperate. He alone had confidence, and that was their devoted friend, J.T. Maston. Besides, he never let them get out of sight. His home was henceforth the post at Long's Peak, his horizon the mirror of that immense reflector. As soon as the moon rose above the horizon, he immediately caught her in the field of the telescope. He never let her go for an instant out of his sight, and followed her assiduously in her course through the stellar spaces. He watched with untiring patience the passage of the projectile across her silvery disk, and really the worthy man remained in perpetual communication with his 3 friends, whom he did not despair of seeing again some day. "Those 3 men," said he, "have carried into space all the resources of art, science, and industry. With that, one can do anything, and you will see that, some day, they will come out all right." End of chapter. End of book. Thank you for listening, and do not fail to listen to Round the Moon, Jules Verne's sequel to this book.